The dog was a beautiful golden brown mixed breed with tired eyes and a small white mark on his chest. Every morning he followed the same routine. He would leave the old house where he slept, walk down the quiet street, and sit beneath a large tree beside the road. Then he would wait. Sometimes he stayed for an hour. Sometimes he stayed until the sun began to set. And every time a car approached, his ears would rise. For a few seconds, it looked like he had finally found the person he was waiting for. But then the car would pass, and the dog's head would slowly drop again.
At first, the neighbors thought the dog simply belonged to someone nearby. But as the days passed, they began to notice something strange. The dog was always alone. An elderly woman who lived nearby started leaving food and water for him. She called him Buddy. Buddy was friendly, but he never followed her home. He always returned to that same tree. One afternoon, she tried to take him inside. Buddy walked a few steps with her. Then he stopped. He looked back toward the road, and he refused to move. The woman finally understood. Buddy wasn't lost. Weeks passed. Rain came. Then came the hot afternoons. But Buddy continued returning to the same place. Some people began taking pictures of him. Others stopped to give him food. A little boy from the neighborhood would sit beside him after school. "Who are you waiting for?"
Buddy.
The boy
Who are you
would
waiting
ask.
for?
Buddy could never answer. He would simply stare down the road. One evening, the boy noticed something around Buddy's neck. It was an old, worn-out blue collar. Attached to it was a tiny metal tag. But the writing on the tag was almost impossible to read. The boy took the tag to his mother. Together, they cleaned it carefully. And finally, they discovered a name. Max. That wasn't Buddy's name. The neighbors started asking questions. Who was Max? Why was Buddy wearing his collar? And why did Buddy return to that exact spot every day? An older man who had lived in the neighborhood for many years suddenly remembered something. He said there had once been a young man named Daniel who lived in the old house. Daniel had a dog, a golden brown dog. The neighbors searched through old memories and photographs. Then they found a picture. There was Buddy, and beside him was Daniel. The two had been inseparable. But several years earlier, Daniel had left the neighborhood. Nobody knew where he had gone, and Buddy had apparently never stopped waiting. The neighbors decided to find Daniel. They searched through old information and contacted people who might know him. Days passed without an answer. Then one afternoon, someone finally called. They had found Daniel. He was living in another city. But there was something nobody expected. Daniel had never forgotten Buddy. He believed his dog had disappeared after he was forced to leave the neighborhood. For years, he had wondered what had happened to him. When the neighbors sent Daniel a photograph of Buddy sitting beneath the tree, there was silence on the phone. Then Daniel began to cry. He immediately
Buddy,
said he was coming back.
I thought you were gone. I'm coming back for you.
The next morning, Buddy was sitting beneath the tree as usual. But this morning was different. A car slowly turned onto the street. Buddy lifted his head. He stared at the vehicle. Then he stood up. The car stopped. The driver's door opened. A man stepped out. Buddy froze. For a moment, neither of them moved. Then the man whispered
Buddy?
one word. Buddy? The dog's ears went up. His tail began to move. And suddenly, he ran. He ran as fast as he could. Daniel dropped to his knees. Buddy jumped into his arms. They held each other as if no time had passed at all. The neighbors watched in silence. After years of
finally
waiting,
home, buddy.
Buddy had finally found the person he had never stopped loving. That day,
Buddy didn't return to the tree. He didn't need to. The person he had been waiting for was finally home. Sometimes, animals remember the people who loved them long after everyone else has forgotten. They may not understand time the way we do, but they understand love. And perhaps that's why Buddy kept returning to that same place. Because somewhere in his heart, he believed Daniel would come back. And eventually, he did. Please subscribe to this channel for more.